Welcome crafters! Today we're going to be making these super fun donut scrunchies. So as you can see, it looks just like a yummy donut and it stretches just to go over top of your bun. So with that, let's get crafting. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more crafting projects. I used a 5mm crochet hook, even though the yarn I chose recommends using a 4mm crochet hook. To create the donut scrunchie, you're going to need 3 colors of yarn. So one for the icing, one for the donut, and then any colors you might like for your sprinkles. I also filled my donut scrunchie with a little bit of polyester fill, so you could do that too if you want it to be a little bit puffier, but you don't actually have to do that. Start with the yarn that you're going to use for your icing color and create a slip knot. The first thing we're going to do is create our starter chain. So to do this, we're going to chain 8. So you're going to pull a loop through 8 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're now going to change to our donut color yarn. So you're going to take your yarn, fold a little bit of it in half, so you'll end up with a tail. Then you're going to pull that yarn through your loop and give a little tug on both the white and the brown yarn tails just to keep it tight. Then you're going to chain 9 more times. For the next round, we're going to single crochet into the back of our stitches. So you see how it kind of sticks out like a little bump in the back there. So to single crochet into the back bump, you need to insert your hook through, and then you're going to pull a loop through. And after you've pulled a loop through, then you pull through 2. And then just repeat this all the way down the chain 7 more times. So you go insert your hook, you pull a loop through, and you pull through 2 to single crochet. You can see here that I'm actually doing my single crochets over that brown tail. That's just so I don't have to weave that end in afterwards. You can also give this a try by just laying the tail over top of your stitches. Once you've completed that, then join back up with me and I'll show you how to change back to your icing yarn color. So to change to your icing color, what you want to do is pull on your crochet hook so you expand that loop a bit. Then you don't actually have to do this, but I like to lock my yarn with one of these clips just to make sure it doesn't pull through by accident. Then what you want to do is take your crochet hook and go in through the front of those 2 loops there and pull your white tail through to create another loop. Then you can single crochet 8 more times all the way down using the same back bump that we did for our donut color yarn. Once you've done the 8 single crochets, then join back up with me and I'll show you how to complete this round. Finish off this round, we're going to chain 2 times and then we're going to turn our work. The next round, we're going to work our way back. So to do this, we're going to single crochet 9 times. We're going to insert our hook through the back loop of each stitch. So go in through the back loop, and then you pull a loop through and pull through 2 again. So keep going all the way down your icing color, pull a loop through, and then pull through 2. And make sure you do this a total of 9 times. Once you're all done that, join back up with me to change to the donut color. So same as before, you're going to expand that loop a bit, and then I like to attach my little clip to make sure the yarn doesn't pull through. You insert your crochet hook through the front 2 loops, and then you're going to pull your other color through to create a loop. And now we're going to single crochet 8 more times, going through the back loop of each stitch. And once you're all done that, join back up with me so we can finish this round. So to complete this round, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. And then to begin round 4, we're going to single crochet 8 times, once again going through that back loop of our yarn stitches. And once you've completed that, you can join back up with me to change to our icing color yarn. So same as before, to change colors, you just pull that loop a little bit bigger. You can lock it if you like, go in through the front 2, and then you can pull a loop through with your other color. Then we're going to single crochet 9 times. And once you've completed that, you can join back up with me again to finish this round. For the end of this round, you can chain 2 and then turn your work. For round 5, we're going to begin with single crocheting 10 more times. And once you've done this, then you can join back up with me to change colors. Okay, same as we've been doing for each previous round. To change colors, just pull that loop a little bit bigger, and then you can add a clip if you like. Go in through the front 2 loops and pull your other color through to create a loop, and then you're going to single crochet 8 times. Once you've single crocheted 8 times, then you can join back up with me to complete this round. To complete this round, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. For round 6, we're going to start with 8 more single crochets until we reach our icing color. And once you've reached your icing color yarn, then you can join back up with me to change to that color. So same as we've been doing, we're going to change to our icing color. So what you have to do is insert your hook through those front 2 loops, and then you can pull a loop through with your other color. And now we're going to single crochet just 9 times down. Once you've single crocheted 9 times, then join back up with me and I'll show you how to complete this round. After you've single crocheted 9 times, then to finish the round, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For the next round, we're going to skip a stitch and we're going to insert our crochet hook through the next stitch over, just so we single crochet 8 times all the way back to our donut color. So make sure you skip a stitch and only single crochet 8 times. And once you're all done that, then you can join back up with me to change to our donut color. To change to the donut color, once again, you want to pull that loop a little bit bigger, and then you can insert your crochet hook through the front 2 loops there, pull your other yarn color through, and now we're going to single crochet 8 more times. And once again, when you're finished single crocheting 8 more times, then you can join back up with me to complete this round. To complete the round, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. Now you can see that we've kind of created the first wave in our donut icing, and we have to repeat rounds 2 to 7 5 more times to create our whole donut. So that's what it'll look like after you repeat it 1 more time. And then once you've repeated it 5 more times, this is what it's gonna look like. So after you've finished all that, then you can join back up with me. The next step is to join our donut ends together. So we're going to do a slip stitch. So make sure you fold your donut in half and you line up your stitches. You want to go in through that first stitch on the other side of your donut. So slip stitch into the first one there. And to slip stitch, you want to pull a loop through and then you pull that loop through your other one. Then we're going to single crochet going in through, it would be the back loop and the front loop of your stitches. So through the back loop of your first one and front loop of the second one, and then you keep single crocheting like you normally do. So single crochet 7 times all together. And once you've completed that, then you can join back up with me and we'll change to our icing color. So you'll notice that this creates quite a big stitch, but that's not a worry. It's going to be the inside of our donut. So if you look on the other side here, there's no large chunky stitch sticking out. We're going to change to the icing color just as we've been doing all along. So you can insert your crochet hook through the front 2 stitches there and then pull your icing yarn through that to create a loop. And we're going to single crochet 8 more times just as we did with our donut color. So insert through the back loop and the front loop of your stitch. Then you can pull a loop through and pull through 2. So do that a total of 8 times. And once you've completed that, then you can join back up with me. You can now cut the yarn tail of your donut color, and then you can pull this yarn through. If you have a clip-on like me, you can just give a tug on that and just pull it through, and then you'll have to weave that end in later. Now using your icing yarn, you're going to single crochet all the way around just to create kind of an edge that looks a little bit cleaner. So you have to insert your hook starting from the center of your donut and going to the outside. So don't insert your hook the other way around, otherwise it won't create as nice of an edge. So insert your hook. Remember, go start from the inside of your whole donut circle and push it out through the outside and crochet all the way around, single crochet until you've gone through each stitch around the outside of your icing. And once you're all done that, then you can join back up with me. To finish off, you're going to pull a loop through, and then you can cut your yarn. If you cut a long enough tail, you can use this to sew your icing into your donut part. I actually didn't do this, but you can do that if you keep the tail long enough. Otherwise, you'll just have to weave in one extra end, which is okay. It's what I end up doing. And now you can take your hair elastic and we're going to put it around our donut. I put my hair elastic right where the colors change, and then I can fold up the donut part and then the icing part over top of the donut. Before we sew our donut together, we're going to add some sprinkles. So you're going to need to cut some yarn, a decent length, enough that you can weave it through the front and back and tie it together. So cut as many sprinkles as you would like and whatever colors you want to add to your donut. So to add a sprinkle, you're going to take one piece of your cut yarn, put it through your tapestry needle, and then you're going to go in through the back side wherever you like on your donut and pull through, and then you're going to go back through underneath. Then you can take your scissors and cut the yarn where the tapestry needle is and tie those ends together on the back side of your donut. I tie a knot 2 times just to make sure my yarn stays together and my sprinkle won't fall off. And once I'm done that, then I just cut the extra tails that are left over from my knot off. And once you've added as many sprinkles as you would like, then you can join back up with me and we'll complete this project by sewing our icing part to our donut part. Before we sew the donut together, we're going to weave in the extra ends that we have. So you just want to take your tapestry needle and go back and forth about 3 times through some stitches in your donut just to hide those ends in. Once you've weaved in all your loose tails, then we can sew our donut together. And to begin this, we're going to need a nice long piece of yarn. Take that yarn and pull it through your tapestry needle so it's about in half. Since the donut has kind of these waves and points, when I sew the donut together, I go down lower where there's a point and I just join up nice and high where there's not a point. So just to the edge of the donut and the icing part together. So you'll see the first one here. I'm going to go through the icing and then I'm going to go through one of the top stitches in the donut. So I'm going to weave back and forth through every single stitch of the icing color that we did. So through each of the stitches of those single crochets that we did around the border. So back and forth. And once again, where there's more of a point, I go down a little bit lower on the donut, which you'll see here in a second. And once you've gone about halfway around your donut, then join back up with me and I'll show you how to stuff the donut just a little bit as you go for the rest of the project. So now if you've made it about halfway, I'm going to take just a little bit of polyester fill. I don't want the donut to actually be too puffy, otherwise it might be hard to stretch the elastic and put it around your hair. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the fill to each end of the donut. Try to stuff it all the way around so it goes around the back. You can take your crochet hook if you need to, just to shove it in just a little bit further to the back of the donut. So fill each side just a little bit up, and then you can keep weaving around and filling as you go, just to make sure you have enough fill all the way around your donut. And once you're all done that, then you can join back up with me so we can finish off this project together. The last thing to do is to weave in the ends, so you gotta cut your tail. I actually tie both of mine together, just make a little knot before I weave both the ends in through. So you need to take your tapestry needle and then weave those ends in back and forth about 3 times. And once you're all done that, then we'll have completed the project, and I hope you enjoyed creating this donut scrunchie with me. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed creating this donut scrunchie, and if you did, please subscribe for more videos.